I've never had my room like this.
We're just going to start a tradition. This is like telling stories. And I don't know if Dad would have any stories he'd like to tell, or maybe we'd have some questions we'd like to ask about one.
Oh, Sammy.
Sam.
Don't want to be first.
I wanted to leave you.
Maybe later.
He opened the back door.
Ask him a question and
I do have some questions down. You guys can ask them if you want. I asked you already this morning what your first car was. If you could
It was
remember.
a Model T.
Really?
Huh?
What year would that have been? What did it
Been
look
in the
like?
20s and maybe back in the 10s.
What come first, Model A or Model T?
T. Had about a half a dozen Model A.
What type of motor
What did
was
Model
it?
T mean? You know? What did they get
Thunderbird.
you?
Model like a Oldsmobile 88,
Okay.
I suppose.
It was black.
Man, that's been a long time ago. Henry Ford said you can have any color you want as long as it's black.
He changed his story a little bit later, though, didn't he? When all the other car companies started coming out with colors.
Yeah, they changed it later, yeah.
Was that it painted or was that kind of,
Well, they had
was
you
it
could have a
baked
minor
on?
wreck with them, not even put a dent in it.
I also knew you were into motorcycles. Still are kind of. Do you remember what your first motorcycle was?
Yeah, 30-something Harley Davidson. And about
Harley Davidson was your first? Neat.
It was an antique. This
Should
was
have kept it, huh?
about
Probably would have been
yeah,
worse.
6, and it was made in the 30s.
What color was it?
Black.
What was the motor size? Was it
I
A
think
small
it
one,
was
or?
40 or I don't know, 60. I don't know.
60 cc?
Huh?
A 60 cc engine?
It was small. It was one of the very big Harley Davidson. It was in the 30s. It had a little pump on it.
So you would have been
And
in
I
your
didn't know
20s?
what it was for. Huh?
You would have been like 20-some years old?
Yeah.
He's married
Back
56.
21.
So you've had
20.
motorcycles all?
I've been
I've
through it.
never seen it.
You never had a motorcycle when you were in bus, did you?
I had that one, and then I never had any motorcycles until we moved here.
There was that one and that picture of me posing by it. When I was just teeny tiny.
One with the Nerf ball in your undershorts?
No. He's the one that had that
Standing on the
big,
little
huge
pan.
helmet on me and his green jacket.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about that motorcycle.
He had her own moped. She
175.
bought with her own money and kept it a couple, 3 years and
They
sold
got
it
a
for what
car?
she give for it, I think.
When you get your car.
You remember what the Harley Davidson sounded like? Was it real loud?
Yeah.
Let you move over there by
Man, that's
Steph and Jeff
37
and all
years
that.
ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't exceptionally.
The motor in that car, was that just air cooled or was that water cooled?
And what?
Your first car.
Oh, it was water.
What do they have, 3-speed automatics?
It had 3 pedals on the floor, and the middle one was reverse, and I think the left one was low and high, and the right one must have been the brake. And there was another lever in there.
That's probably the hand clutch, wasn't it?
No, I don't think it was a clutch. I don't even know what it was for.
Emergency brake.
I don't know.
Did you have to crank
I
it into
wasn't
the
the
front?
full owner of it. Me and this other kid bought it together. He found it, and we bought it together. And that's
You remember what it cost?
what, $30. Probably been worth 10,000.
Of course, you worked for 75 cents a day then, didn't you?
2-seated
Really?
convertible, huh?
You worked for 75 cents a day though and you didn't get paid.
Right,
Or was it 75 cents a week?
a day.
So it's kind of hard to save up $15.
That was a
we had it to start with, we never knowed how to drive it. And it was in this guy's barn lot. That guy helped us get it started, and I just ran it around the circle for a while until I found out what everything was. I said, open up the gate, I'm going home. And he opened up the gate, and the car he had was his dad and had a crank in it. And he forgot to take the crank out, and he went across the little dip and run that crank through the radiator. Of course, his dad was real happy about that.
No kidding.
But we got home, and all the boys around at 1 or 2, we were going up to Thomasville. Well, you know where Thomasville is, that store back around there.
Yeah.
There's still a croquet court there. There was a croquet court out in front of it, but them tires was rotten on that car. But that's just coming a little bit later. But I think I done most of the driving. That, of course, he wanted to drive too because we were supposed to be partners on it. Well, he didn't really know what he was doing yet. We pulled in there at Thomasville. They played croquet there every night. And the croquet court was all lit up, but there wasn't nobody out there. They was all in that little store. Is that store still there?
I think so.
Well, there's a pile of railroad ties. They had ties around that thing. They had a pile of them right there.
Ice.
He pulled up to that pile of
Grandma,
ties,
get you some ice. Grandma, get you
and
some
like he
ice.
shoved the clutch in, he put it in low and went right over that pile of ties and out on that croquet court. But then he finally hit reverse and killed the motor. And boy, that store emptied out with guys 8 feet tall. It was, who's driving this car? And nobody said nothing for a few minutes, and he finally said, I am. Boy, he just turned him around and started kicking him in the seat of the pants. And we had a heck of a time convincing them we didn't aim to do that. And then we started for home. That was all excitement we could stand in one night. There was all gravel roads in up in there. He blew out one of the front tires. So let me drive. I'll just run it on the grass, you know. And we got, I bet you, within 500 yards of this boy's house out there in the country. And it was a war shot. There, washed that grass out. Of course, I dropped that wheel right in there, and we had to go get his dad's tractor and pull it out then. But then later, that other boy would take that thing for a ride, and I wasn't long, but that road out of town that way, you know, they used to dump garbage out there in that first big ditch. Well, that was dirt road then, and then he told the 3 or 4 of these other boys, he said, come and watch me, boy. And he was out there, he's sliding her this way, sliding that way, and he went right off through that big, all them cans and stuff, the bottom of that ditch, and them guys said tin cans, just flying everywhere. Now, the only job I got out of it was pulling him out.
What was the top speed on that?
Well, I don't know, I'd imagine maybe 50. But we didn't have no tires fit to, I never opened it up.
I didn't figure they'd run it fast.
They may not.
Was it just 6 on?
I think there's 4. Man, you're asking me something from a long time back. You remember how many cylinders was in a Model T? 4. Model A was 4.
Take a picture of
What?
that.
The
Not
Model A was
everybody, I
the
guess,
simplest
that
thing to
piece
work
of
on you
hardware
ever
there.
seen.
The old Model T had a coil in it for your, remember that 4 coils, and each one of
I
them
hope
was
it's a move.
box.
There's 4 cylinders.
Yeah.
You remember any stories about Pluto?
Maybe none of them will be
How
good.
old you would have been when you got
Hey,
him?
is this all mine? I thought we was gonna ask everybody. It was,
Tell them about that old
if I don't answer right, do I go to jail or what?
Well, you could make up stories
Mary-
if you want. We won't know the details.
He was just a dog that was around for a long time. Dog like every boy ought to have.
Your best friend?
Huh?
Your best friend?
Mm.
And you and Ann got married when Ann was still in school, and you had to carry on while
Man, you
she was
jumped
going
up
to school.
15 years, 20
Huh?
You jumped time up 15 years.
Oh, well.
You don't want to
Hey, you went from the
That's
good
too
old
quick.
days.
Oh, to the drastic days.
street light.
You used to play in a street light.
Ride your bikes
No,
down
we
the hill.
just playing track up,
Jesse travels.
and you'd hide, and mark it, and people would know you was hid around there. And we was hid up there where you seen the street light, and I don't know where you're getting these from.
That was a long time ago. I can't remember.
You wasn't supposed to use bicycles or nothing. You're supposed to do it on foot. I suppose you never played track up there.
He has. I've never had. He told me stories of it.
Well,
We call it Mark Corner.
these boys left right down there in front of the station, where them two stations are. And one of them went up the hill that way,
I'd never heard of it.
and one of them went the other. And they come shooting down there and come crashed right out of that street light. They made that whole block. And
It wasn't you then. I was thinking it was
no,
you.
I was
that
sitting up there watching it. We
crashed.
were just sitting there. That's dark down there, but it's lighter in the street light. Pretty soon there comes two bicycles. Wham! Just out of nowhere.
Probably slow motion, huh? But they flew through the
They
air.
was probably doing 20 at least.
Must be in
One
Missouri.
dad,
People
I
do
didn't
it.
see this, but
Probably a little town, nothing to do, so they.
Well, I guess
Well,
Grandpa
yes.
he played it though. So.
Only can afford chop.
that's what we done for excitement then, buddy. We didn't have no TV or nothing.
Or in
That
the
must have
about,
killed it.
about murdered each other.
Dad,
Was he
Dad,
even already?
Dad seen this one on Arthur James. It's
got it.
broad daylight,
Oh, he wants more.
and he's going down the road to go across the track. And he got almost to the gates, and the bells started ringing, and the lights and the gates started coming down. He just kept going, and he caught the gate, caught him right across the chest. Boy, I guess Dad said he jumped up and looked all around and seen him leave.
Where
But
was
I mean,
that?
these lights is ringing. And,
We was playing at bedtime. My brother went running through this lady's yard and caught a clothesline, caught him around.
Yeah, that's-
I got
He
caught
just
right
flipped
here
him.
where I
Ain't
went.
on his back. He's sitting there trying to catch his breath, about half dead, and she came out there cussing him out. Asking why he thought he sent her
Aren't you
yard.
worried about me?
Stretch my clothesline.
Oh, she's mad.
Probably
He
one of those
couldn't even
metal
talk.
clothesines too, wasn't it? Not the coated with
Yeah.
plastic, the metal.
Yeah, it's covered with plastic.
Was it?
Well, he's washing it.
The metal one probably.
I was watching him run out across there, just flipped him.
I got caught by one right here on a bicycle. My
Wow.
lips swelled up and everything. Flipped me clear off the bicycle.
Chiropractor, I
Look at it. Boy, you slipped down the street, lassoed me on my bike that one day. Riding by there, and I seen him coming. Cause it caught me right around the neck. Right off
You
there.
never heard
Yeah.
about that.
I had a big
Who was
old
it?
who was
rope
he?
burn, Perry Edwards. Big old rope burn around my neck.
He was riding a bike.
No, he come running out there.
John
I was
thinking
on
I'll
the
race
bike.
him,
Thought so. That rope was just about the right length. Can't say nothing. You're laying there, gravel stuck in your back and rope around your neck.
Oh, man, it's
And
tough
I need to
real
go
life, isn't it?
home.
Gee.
You left to pick him up, put you in a cap tie right there in the middle of the road. Wrap your
Call Mom. You can go get your boy. Tied up out in the road.
I wouldn't have been surprised if it came out. I got a call.
So how was growing up in Missouri?
Great.
Did it help to shape your attitudes or whatever?
Huh? Well, I think my dad taught me how to work, and I don't think it hurt me none.
Sound like that.
Start working when you were pretty young? You had to start working when you were pretty young at the lumberyard?
Probably when I was about 11 or 12.
Gee.
What did Johnny do before he started the lumberyard farm?
I don't,
Or is that all you ever remember him doing was the lumberyard?
What was it he told you?
50 years?
he had on that thing in our truck driver.
Oh,
Is that right?
he was, told me he was in Carnival for a while.
The farm.
Carnival?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He's always talking about that.
What?
Traveled with Carnival for a long time.
Carney.
What did he do?
Who would have known?
Run Ferris wheel, I think.
Oh.
They had Ferris
refinished, wasn't it?
Huh?
The one I refinished?
Some of them newer ones, like,
Nothing BB guns. You mean
Yeah. Hunting.
Is there anyone you ever hated and never told anybody about?
I don't
These are
like that
from the
word.
book.
If you wanna
Remember Lee?
You're not gonna admit
I
it.
hope not. There's been
It
a
is
lot
a
of
pretty
people
strong word, isn't it?
I pretty well detested.
Probably not gonna tell us.
Hey,
Other than your wife and your kids occasionally.
Was
Anybody that
far
treated
from
you
perfect.
unfairly,
I've
man.
done a lot of things that if I had to do over again, I wouldn't have done it. Huh? Next question.
Did you ever steal anything?
Yeah, I stole a 1-cent penny when I worked a little penny candy in a store there at Clifton and Thompson's. Thompson's is part of the lumberyard now. And that scared the shit out of me.
That last week, or?
Huh?
Was that, was that last week, or when you were little?
No, I was probably about 6 or 7 years old.
You thought they were gonna
What I
catch
went
you?
through in the next day or two, I never bothered to try it again.
Good lesson.
I must have known it was wrong. I must have just done it for the excitement.
Nobody ever found out about it, or you didn't tell anybody?
Nobody's. Or done
We
it.
caught him yet.
Boy, I'd over
Boy,
a lot of
like
interest
it's
on
just
that
weird.
now, wouldn't I? When's it gonna be somebody else's turn? Do I get to sit in another chair? Or what?
You're in the chair today.
You know I'm telling my utmost deep secrets, don't you?
I've got some other questions, but
That's
they
a
are
good
later
one.
in life. What's the most outrageous thing you've ever done?
I'll be getting married at
I knew he was gonna say that.
I know that was kind of information.
Tell us about that day. What was outrageous about it?
Oh, I thought it was the thing to do that day.
What did you wear?
I think I had a pair of light
Still
pink
got
pants. Didn't
Pink? You had a beige colored suit. I still got it in a sack up in the closet.
Is that a
Beige
picture
colors?
of the
Must have
picture?
been
of
one of
it?
the
Hey, I'll
brownie
show
had
you a
one.
picture.
They look
A wedding
handsome.
picture. That's that.
Who stood up with you? You got married at Grandma's house, right?
Yeah.
The,
Who the shit did stand up with me?
couple friends, wasn't it?
Oh, I think it was the guy, his dad used to run International out there.
Davis?
Huh?
Davis,
Max
wasn't it?
Max
That stood-
Davis
Max
and
Davis,
Judy
and
Hamilton.
Judy Keller, or not Judy
Judy
Keller, but
Hamilton.
Judy
You need to
Hamilton.
have that run
Yeah.
off because I want one of them.
Yeah.
Can they make
Yeah.
duplicates? That's a good picture. Dad is remarkably different.
Well, I wouldn't have known where it was. The kids had it out the other day, so or I wouldn't have known where it was. And it would have been in the drawer in there, but.
Did you do anything for a honeymoon?
Huh?
Did you do anything for a honeymoon or afterwards?
Yeah. But I don't want to talk about it.
Well, I don't think she did. Blow by blow detail.
Because I don't want Ann's face to get red.
We went.
Or anybody else?
We went to Des Moines. Wayne had, I think, the weekend off. Because it
2
was
days
Christmas.
probably
He
were.
worked for the railroad, and I was off of school. And we got married on the 23rd.
I think Mom looks like you.
23rd.
See that
And we
again.
went to Des Moines.
Closer to Terry, but
Stayed in Motel Raja on 14th Street. I think it was the first
Nice
motel that was
chin.
still there.
He's got
Boy, I
Terry's
can't remember what
forehead.
hotel it was. You can.
Terry's got his forehead.
What type of car did you drive?
Then, had a 55 or 56 Pontiac. then.
You guys lived in Florida at one time?
On vacation down there once.
We went
What was you saying about them little chameleons on your clothes hanging outside?
and shit there on the curtains inside, didn't
Was it?
Yeah.
Was that just a vacation or?
Yeah, they got pictures. Jerry went with you, didn't he?
Yeah. Very well.
And I seen the pictures of them.
Let's live memory. So.
And the ocean, she started walking out the ocean on it was going the other way. She just kept falling, and pretty soon it turned around and got her wet, boy, when it come back in, didn't it? You remember that? Huh?
That's what did me out in California.
I used to go to the house.
Well, I kept going away. I kept going out farther because I wanted to get my picture taken, standing in the water.
But it
I
turned
just
around.
kept falling out.
Wayne's brother was up when you
Yeah.
guys got married, and Dick,
Oh, really?
they were,
My brother come up to me.
Yes, he
Jerry,
did.
he was just a kid
Pictures
at
that
that
they
time.
had.
Was here.
Because we had pictures of
Probably
Jerry
12 or
and,
something.
No,
Jerry
Brian
and
Catherine
Catherine
was, but I didn't know Jerry.
Jerry
was
did
around.
down his 12 or something like that.
What kind of a day was it in December? Was it real cold and snowy?
Seemed like it.
Well,
Summer day, I
snow,
don't know.
wasn't it? Snow?
Cloudy and
Yeah, that was a nice day.
He said he didn't want
but
to.
Mom had chairs in her dining room, you know, because we had
Moved
our
on stuff.
friends.
Then we got towels that we still ain't used. From
No,
that
we
day.
did not.
We did too. That's all we got was towels.
What kind, like shower towels or something?
Bath
Bath
towels.
towels.
People throw rice on you?
Back then it was
Yeah,
ground.
when we went out the front door, people throwed rice at us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was snowy that day,
And I
wasn't it?
still got my wedding dress. I
Oh,
went
it was
one
a
day
nice
and
day.
tried to put it on, and I couldn't get my arm in the sleeves. It had real thin sleeves. And I
You was
couldn't get my
tiny.
arm.
I wore that dress. I put that dress on when I was in 7th grade, was it?
But I still got it in my
That's it.
suit. See, it was a light
She was
brown,
a toothpick.
suit. There wasn't no pink
Yeah, I
pants.
remember it
to
Tell
it.
us about the accident.
Huh?
The accident?
That accident at Thomasville?
Yeah.
We won, Eric.
You guys
Go
all heard
ask,
all them
go ask
stories
the
before.
girl. I had orchid.
Florida.
Did you notice my
Huh?
flower
Isn't
was an
that
orchid?
beautiful? He picked that up for you? Nice.
And his mother, when I went down and met her, she said, well, Wayne's went with a lot of girls, so he ought to know who he wants or something. Because he's went with a lot
Hey,
of
you
them.
feel real
The
good.
first time I went with him,
So no, that don't surprise me.
he said, Wayne's went with a lot of girls, so we ought to
Pretty good looking, wasn't he?
How
And
long
the neatest
different places
hair.
you lived in, how you moved around from town to town
Oh,
back
man.
in
What
the
did I
day?
say, 19 times we moved before we moved here, and we lived here 20 years, 20.
Moved her 66. Be about 25 when it's coming up.
Honey, Grandma don't have no cheese.
Well, John wanted to hear about that car wreck.
How
Hey,
old were
I'd like
you?
to hear about it.
you
John's
What?
tried to tell me
That
bits and
happened
pieces of
up
it.
Thomasville, right past where they're mining now. There's a little curve in the road.
Yeah, and a
They
hump.
moved the house from that side of the road over that side.
That
Right
hump
there
there,
is
every
where
time
it
we
was.
go over it. I
Oh,
tell you,
that
this
one?
is
I
bad
was
as Rick.
like 16 years old, so that's been a while
You were
ago.
16,
Huh?
40 years ago?
More than that. No, it ain't. You're right.
I thought you were younger than that for some reason.
No, because they were
No, I just
driving. They were
couldn't
probably
believe it.
dating one. You went up there, took some girls home or something.
Oh, you bet.
You bet.
16.
Way to find out whether he was or not.
I think he was.
That's exactly what we did. We took them girls home, and we was coming home, and I don't remember nothing about it till a couple days later in the hospital. But I know what people told me. They said the weird thing about that wreck was this boy we hit, we all knew each other and was friends, and he just got up and walked out of the hospital that evening. He was confined. He didn't get released or nothing. He just left the hospital, and he ran into us that night. But we ran together, just about headlight to center. Two of the same year Chevrolet cars. They ended up in the state fair at Sedalia because they were identical, huh? Except where I knocked the windshield out on one side. But we, I guess, from what Sitton said, we helped that other guy get out of the car, and I don't remember none of that stuff. And we walked up to that house, and they called the doctor, Clifton, came up there, and I guess I was running around wanting to fight and stuff. No,
Kind
Oh,
of.
oh,
or
oh.
go get 2 more girls or something.
Alright.
But they was worried about that guy we hit, the doctor was, and I was running around pestering the doctor because he was a real good friend of mine anyway, the doctor was. And he said, ain't nothing wrong with you. Go over and lay down. And Mom and Dad was there then. And my scalp just slid back, I guess.
Yeah.
He's got a scar on
He's got a high forehead ever since.
Drain.
And that's
He's
why
got a
I'm a
little
little
place up
different than a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a little hole like a little place
Hey,
up
there's
here.
one story we missed out on too. Mom was coming home, and I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and I can remember this. She had some cookies with pecans on top, sitting in the back seat, picking them pecans off them cookies, and I seen Dad open the front door and spit. And back then, the doors opened
Suicide
into the
door.
wind.
Yeah.
And I opened that door, and that's the last I remember again. Just
Fell out of the car.
ting.
Wind caught
So I fell on my head a lot of times. You guys want to remember that.
Knocking sense into you.
Doors open into the wind.
Oh, yeah, well, they
Suicide
used to
door.
meet at the
Just the
center.
back door.
It's
Yeah.
dangerous.
Oh, the back door.
Yeah.
Well, even
Doors
some of
in
the
the back
front
door.
did. Some of them
Remember
did.
Really?
They banned them. Huh?
I didn't know the front one.
We
They
was
did
going
on
to
the
34
Des Moines,
foot that way.
and
Single door did.
that's when they had left the bussy. And we was getting in the car, and Terry had his hand in there, and got his hand, the door shut on it.
I've done that too.
He's just a little guy, wasn't very old.
You can go fishing.
Right.
Everybody's in a real good
Well, the
mood.
bad part about when he puts his fingers in
Yeah,
the door, they'll
just-
be standing there and yelling, you don't know what's wrong with them. And they're, you know, panic.
Well, anytime you
Shut my
kids
head
get
in
hurt,
the
it
door.
just panicked me.
Oh, God.
I held John down up there at Albia when he sewed up
That was bad.
what was his forehead.
Twice. Wasn't it? Fell on
Right,
that
man.
steel and then I got hooked by that hammer.
Them doctors always stick me with that, and I held.
Well,
Terry's
because it was
foot.
after hours and they didn't have nurses there, so you had to do the,
I think they wrapped John in a sheet and had me hold the sheet.
well, they did, I think, Terry, when he cut his foot.
Shit, that's terrible,
Or was it
sitting
you
there.
who cut your foot?
Yeah.
Cut your foot or Terry?
Foot.
The half moon?
Up there in that ditch.
You're going to the.
Jumped on that broken pop bottle.
That was after you moved here. Huh? How come I didn't get a hold
But
of your
Terry
foot
cut
for
his on a
Think
baby
you the
baby
worst.
food jar.
You're getting ready
Lucked
to
out
go
on
to
that
the
one.
or something, or you're busting.
Well, you did. That was down there in Glenwood where they sewed that up, wasn't it? It was on my forehead.
I know Terry stepped on a baby food jar at Bussy. We were getting ready to go at the drive-in.
Right, it was
Yeah.
It was the night Wayne grabbed him up and run him up. It was just a big half moon like. And Wayne grabbed him up and run up the alley with him to the doctor's office.
I'm gonna miss that movie.
I think we
You
went
sewed
to
up. Movie starts in 15 minutes.
I had to hold his foot. And pretty soon his wife come in and she wiped my forehead instead of the
Wayne said it was
She
and
did.
everything. He about passed out. Said that needle, it just bend like going, and he had to cut the skin on the
And he
half moon
flopped
to
it
make
over
it
and-
even.
flipped it, trimmed it off. And
Terry was just little. It was,
I wouldn't have watched. I can handle stuff you don't watch. They do it to you and you don't watch. Just looking at it.
I don't watch nothing they do to me anymore.
and Grandpa, I think, took you to Dr. Ritter when you and Mike was in the backyard. He threw that gun, and
Oh, yeah. Climbing the ladder or
Yeah.
something. I can't remember.
Grandpa had to take. I went, I think, but you had to go in the room and hold her. I couldn't. Well, Dr. Ritter sewed it up.
Something on the ladder or something of the house. Our house. naturally.
Hurry up and get me out of this chair.
Let's see. You used to tell a story about when you worked for the railroad. Something about a president. You ever see a president or something?
Oh, yeah, the orders when
JFK.
Kennedy was killed. And he made orders or.
When they stopped the train for all the trains for 1 minute on something like that.
you had a set of
Well, you got a good memory. I remember
I never heard
How long did you work for the
some of
railroad?
these.
23 years.
You quit in 1970.
74.
Was it 23 years? I thought you worked 28 years.
23.
Did you like working for him?
I like payday.
You worked a lot of
Wayne
nights,
was a
didn't you?
good
Worked all the
employee.
time.
Wayne was a good
different
employee.
places, though, down close to St. Louis.
The railroad was
Carroll,
always,
and,
his job was always first.
Council Bluffs.
It was. Wasn't it?
When you was a little
It's like-
kid.
That was
Yeah.
what you call a company man.
Yeah,
Maybe
well, you didn't ever miss,
code.
you know.
It's not really.
But I don't think nobody appreciated it.
You and the job and everything.
Yeah,
There's
but you
nobody
didn't
don't
use
like
sick
those.
leave
You
very
get all
much.
we can out of you, and that's when you're done, that's it.
They really don't appreciate
Appreciate
the
that.
effort that people put out, you know.
Not like they should.
They think you're doing them a favor and really,
Yeah, but
Good
yet you should
employees
do
hard
the
to
best you
find.
Yeah,
can
you
in the
should.
job.
Yeah,
you're
it's true.
doing.
Yeah.
that's true, but they, what you say, they don't appreciate what you do. If you work an hour extra and not get paid for it, why, that's just
Some
something.
Most
places are
jobs,
better
all you
than
are
others,
is social
though.
security number to the people you work for.
I've seen, I don't know how many guys on the railroad, that the railroad would be better off if they just sent them their check every 2 weeks and told them to stay home.
Yeah, no more than what they do.
Huh?
No more than
Well,
what
when
they
they was accident, they was looking to get hurt and
do.
they wasn't gonna do nothing anyway.
Well, I think people
Well, a good
appreciated
excuse
you
to
maybe
stay
more
home.
back then than they do now. Now there's so many people need a job, they don't care.
Well, you know why
I
they
mean,
can't
you
get
don't
them?
like the situation, just quit. Somebody else will take your job.
You know what a lot of it is? They're afraid to hire anybody, afraid they'll get sued.
Yeah,
Well, and anymore, that nobody wants to pay any benefits,
as many suits
so
as
they
they
won't
got,
hire you
they
full.
can't hire anyone anyway.
So many lawyers.
That's ridiculous.
Well, see, if I hire somebody to work on the farm out there, and if I pay them over $150, I gotta start Social Security and all that other
Isn't that
stuff.
ridiculous?
I guess there's a way around that, though. You can contract it.
Mm-hmm.
You can just say, do so much for so much amount of
And
money.
they
You
have to
don't have to.
Pay their own
Yeah.
social security.
That'd be about, if I seen anybody who's gonna run over $150, that's the only way I'd do it. And I imagine that's what
Well,
most of
think of
them
the
do.
paperwork and the hassle, all that.
That plus
I
social
mean,
security
you need
is
that.
7 or 8%.
I don't
That's a
know.
lot of money.
It should be none of their business. It's gotten to where they have to know every little thing
Oh,
about
yeah,
everybody.
the government does every single move. Make or
Why
They
don't we
think
make it
you're-
where we have to know every single thing they do?
They
Well,
think
really, we
you're
ought to. That's how the government was originally intended. But now it's
Taking
taking
reversed.
something from them.
And now they
Don't have
don't
to be-
help, they take.
Now it's
Now-
like,
$50.
we're the bad guys.
think-
and
Yeah.
They don't have public opinion polls.
They
where
never
they
mess
spend that
up.
money
We
on
proved
stuff.
that wrong
Let's
twice.
get off this conversation. Go on and on and on forever.
We still have the best government in the world, and the United States does, but it's still shoddy.
Not much.
You could be under dictator, and then we wouldn't have nothing.
Well, like, what is it, Switzerland or something like that? They have free hospitalization.
Well, I think taxes in Switzerland.
Still a socialism. That's where we're
Well,
going.
we out of questions, I hope.
Really?
Any
This is
questions?
your
I
number.
thought everybody was gonna do
She's
this.
opening
We're gonna
her.
take turns.
Everybody puts in their 2
You don't want me
cents.
to ask you a lot of questions, do I know that?
No, I mean, if she's gonna ask all them to you.
Mommy, look.
Have you ever wavered in your belief of God? Have you ever wavered?
I hope not.
What's different about
Could you tell a little bit about your experience?
What is
10
her-
years ago, you were telling me about
Huh?
the Holy Spirit.
Well, I think everybody ought to have hold of him. Or he ought to have hold of everybody.
Yeah, that's when Grandpa and I got married.
What's more prettier?
I was a lot younger, let me tell you.
You're
A
hard.
lot younger.
And Grandpa looks more
Handsome. That's what old age does.
That ain't
to you,
me.
you know.
See, you look different.
I got a
Leave
little
it
John
alone.
was asking
Daddy,
me, John was asking me if I had a baby picture. Where's that baby
Your
cushion.
mother told me she was in your room the other day. She called today and she said she found a lot of pictures.
What?
A lot
She
of
was
pictures.
in my room.
Your old bedroom.
This one's up here. But the hair is holding about the same, and I must have been maybe 12 years old. You know where it
I
is?
made it
I
walk.
seen it a month or two ago. Huh?
Maybe it's in with our pictures. But she said she had a lot of pictures.
What?
She didn't figure you ever wanted them. She said even your
Grandma,
graduation
what?
picture.
Maybe we should go
What?
down there sometime
What?
and do this again.
This, Mommy.
She could get out her pictures and we
I
could
bet it'd be
see
interesting
what
talking to her.
I'd
She
like
could
to
probably
go.
tell us lots of stories.
This is the only time I'm doing the answer.
I'd like to go to your school sometime too. Do you think they'd ever let us in?
Go to alumni.
I can go to, you get on the
Go to
alumni.
alumni in May.
That thing's twice as big now as it was when I went there. It was new.
It's not lipstick.
It was built in '39.
I'm just gonna look at
It was always a nice school.
Have they always, was that just Clifton Hill back
it. I
then,
got
or did
more
they
than on
bring?
it.
Well, Vaughn came up after the 8th grade. That
I
Vaughn
shut it
school
so
they
Eric
had till
wouldn't
the
find
8th
it.
grade.
Not long.
And while I was in school, I think it was high school, Thomas Hill came down there. But that Thomas Hill, there probably wasn't 10 kids in the whole school. But they had a school building up there. Did you ever see it before they tore it down? It was right on the curve there.
Right there on the junction where you turn off?
No, you turn that first place to go to,
Yeah.
where that store and that,
And then where it starts to swing
right on the
back?
curve. It was right there on the curve. That store out there in front used to be the Greasy Spoon. And that other little store down there, they used to show movies outside there of a night. And this would have been early, very early 50s. And I'm surprised though going down there all these years. I don't know if have you been to Thomas Hill lately? There's a row of walnut trees there, and they seem like they was the same size today as they was in the 40s. Grandpa said I'd go up that road, and I seen that road. And the last time I went down there, somebody's cut some of them down. No telling how old they are.
How long's Johnny run the lumber yard down there?
How long?
Were you just a kid when he was running, or?
Well, I think he was running it more or less when my mother and him got married. My grandpa had it, and he come. I think he come to work for my grandpa. My grandpa Blair had it before, but then my grandma didn't get along with my dad. My grandma Blair didn't, and he went around almost to Lucy's there on the alley. Dad didn't. He opened his own lumber yard, and then there was 2 or 3 people running that other one. They couldn't make a go of it, and finally my grandmother one day sold it to him. And then he was in that building. Back then, he might be there, or he might not be there all day long. I mean, anything he could do to make $1, he did it. Hauled a lot of coal. And anytime he could get me to scoop, I got in on that. And that was almost a daily occurrence.
Was
It was
coal a
corn,
money maker?
sand, coal,
That was your
Where'd
source
they
of
get their
feed.
coal? Thomas Hill?
Thomas Hill. When I was 13, I was driving the truck all over down there hauling coal, especially on Saturday. He'd usually give me a $5 bill every Saturday night.
Back in them days, $5 bill was a lot of money.
Yeah, I could really,
Yeah.
I'd have something left after Saturday night.
Yeah, you was a kid, that was a lot of money back then.
You'd go to, he'd take you though to Mowbray with me and then forget you.
Well,
You'd have to
maybe
find your
not
way
over
back.
once, but I didn't get to come home for 11 or 12.
What was you saying? What it would, how much would it cost to go out and do everything
Tonight,
in one night?
well, I'd say that 5 was equal to 50, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
But he actually gave you $5?
Yeah, he did.
You take
What
that
would you
night,
do?
you take $50, you
I
couldn't
work-
go out and have very much fun
Ever,
with
when
$50.
I'd get out of school, I'd try to sneak home without him catching me because he'd have a load on a truck for me to take somewhere and unload. And I'd like to play a little bit, but or go hunting.
You did hunt?
Oh, that was the main. There wasn't no TV. Had a radio, but I hunted any chance I got.
I knew John got it somewhere.
Yeah. I
Really?
didn't know you used to hunt.
Oh, yeah,
TV
that's
might
where I
not
learned
have
how
made-
to
TV might not have made any
shoot.
difference.
hunt.
Boy,
Never
you
did-
used
never
to
could
hunt quite a
see.
bit after we got married. You go pheasant
I
hunting,
did.
and you and
No,
Bucky.
nothing like back then though, because that if he didn't find something for me, boy, he almost always had a load of something. Had
I bet he
corn,
did do.
sand, coal, and when we'd raise a load of corn to sell, instead of taking it to the elevator where you could dump it, he'd sell it to Leroy Osberger and send me over to scoop it all.
Hey.
Every time.
Always the
No
hard
lumber
way.
pay.
Would
And
it,
we
would
all
it get a little bit more money?
We hauled brick.
Front
Huh?
loading it.
Would it get a little more money selling it for him?
I don't know. He'd probably give it to him because him and Leroy was real good friends. But we also hauled brick, anything, and a carload of lumber would come in, and it'd take about 2 or 3 days to unload that thing. He'd get some other help, but then we was getting carloads of cement, and I've unloaded the carload of cement by myself with no help at all. When I was like 13 years old, them bags was 98 pounds, and then I could
About like
lift
a load
2
of
of them.
shingles?
Huh?
About like a load of shingles? By yourself?
Yeah, but cement would get in your hair and your skin.
They couldn't
Probably
really
thought we
pick
were
it up
pretty
the way
lazy
it
when we
was.
were
It was
growing up.
awful hard to pick up even to start with.
We had a cart, you could put about 8 or 10 on. I dropped it one time, broke the handle out.
Trouble, huh?
No, he never
Probably
said that.
petrified, but.
Yeah, really, you just had to find it.
Well, here's your $250 this week.
Yeah.
I got one.
And get that new handle.
Well, Dad is supposed to get 5. I'll remember that handle. You're right.
I got one spanking from him because he gave me a nickel or something. He was talking to somebody in the lumberyard, and I know from having Jesse or somebody run around when you got a customer, it is kind of aggravating. But he gave me a nickel, and I went up to the store, and I don't know, they had a little rubber purse there with holes where you could poke the money in. They wanted 10 cents for that, so I went back and said, I ain't got enough money. Boy, did I get my butt beat.
Man, over in that cold, huh?
All he wanted
Hey.
was a purse.
You guys
When
you had
I was unloading lumber with him, and you get on one end of the pile and him on the other, he just went like that, and boy, you pinched your fingers. And one day, I heard him telling
He can't hear
somebody
you.
else about this. The next day, I heard him telling some customer, I sat down on something, we'd been working, and I sat down for a minute. He said, get up and get to doing something. And I said, I'll get up when I get good and ready. And he told that guy, he said, well, he must have been ready because he got right. That's a true story, in case anybody's interested.
Oh,
Your jacket's so cold.
hard knocks.
She can't broke up with her boyfriend.
She did?
Could at last. Okay, Michael, watch. What?
Oh.
When's Sunday?
Was there some dating stories?
Yeah. How's about Donna
Wait,
Sue
wait.
and
No, about Mom.
No.
What about the
Hurry,
White Thunder or whatever it was? Was
Jesse, watch this.
that white car you used to have?
With that
Well, it's
Name,
Pontiac.
what was the name of it?
Here, this
36
is right
foot.
here.
The White Ghost or something?
Here,
I
Jesse.
don't know. You may be thinking about
Pontiac, we had that white.
you might be thinking about Jerry's car.
When we was married?
Oh, no, I just remember somebody, I thought it was Dad talking about one named,
He had, when I met him, he had this huge, great, big, beautiful Pontiac.
I'll do a car.
I mean, it was a beautiful car. It had a little button, I think it was on the dash, and you push this little button and the antenna would go out. You know, everybody thought Wayne was loaded. I really had a big car. We all thought, boy, he's really got money. You know, he did have a
That's how
job.
the story comes
And
out.
then when we got married, he had car payments.
You forgot to tell me
I
that.
probably didn't know over 2,000 on that car.
I didn't think
He
you ever
did
borrowed
have a
any money.
neat
Was that the only
car.
time?
Not wasn't the last time. Last time we borrowed any money was on this house.
You didn't pay cash for this house?
Huh?
I thought you did.
Take it up. That's 2,000. So I paid it off about a year.
This house was
Double the payments.
2,000.
Huh?
No, the house was cost $6,000 when we bought it.
When we sold the house at Bessie.
And we had.
Probably worth more than that now, ain't it?
And,
Isn't it?
I thought we give 5,500 for it.
well, maybe we did. I don't remember. Hugh Woods made the arrangements for us. We come down there as we move, and
You kind of remember that. And it was completely different.
oh yeah.
Big old trees out there on the
Bushes.
road.
Beautiful tree.
Yeah.
You
Just
bought it for 6,
tall.
probably worth probably 35,000.
Come in, didn't have anything on the floors, you know, and big fern wallpaper in here, and
And you have
Didn't
big
have no
old
wall
one of
switches upstairs.
kitchen
old
on
style.
this wall is when it
furnaces.
had a big
We have to
white
take that out of there, or you
built
guys did.
in.
I can remember that thing
I
set.
don't remember how
cabinet,
we got
had
down
glass, you know, and you open it, we tore
Oh,
it
would you
out.
love to have that now?
Mom, you had wallpaper on this?
Chandeliers in
Well,
every
that-
room.
Their cabinet you had in there that had the China cat. Well, it was
had
different.
glass, yeah. It had doors open, and there was
This
little
probably
pane
bring
glass. Oh,
$500
now, but who
today.
would have known?
You give it to
Hazel
Where
White.
was this at?
The
Where?
kitchen.
Yeah, right
The
there.
kitchen.
It's be open where you can just look.
Did
down
you like
in the
Hazel?
kitchen.
What?
Oh, that?
Did you like Hazel?
Yeah,
I can remember that.
Hazel.
I don't remember
Oh.
that.
They was
That's your house,
cabinets on
honey.
the other side.
You sure? I never
But
wanted to open.
upstairs, the bedrooms used to be connected.
Yeah,
There
you
was
see
a
the
door
door.
from
Door
our
wall.
bedroom into the
Yeah,
bed.
there was.
Yeah.
We paneled it over.
I remember your bedroom, you had that big,
You couldn't get
A
that
bed
door
was
open
there.
anyway. I don't think we
Can't
knew
get
that
in.
you could
Yeah.
open it. And
and,
it wasn't locked.
You remember that? You
The
wouldn't
house must
I
have
saw-
just
That old.
wedged the
no,
door.
I saw, Steph had the same bedroom.
Now you got it.
Took up shorter room.
But you haven't borrowed much money then.
Huh?
You borrowed was off of his dad, didn't you?
That's
Yeah,
it.
we
We
borrowed
moved to
$600 to buy a refrigerator, a
We
bedroom
moved into
set.
this unfurnished little three-room flat, like, in Kirksville.
I never will forget that.
111 Wabash Street or something. It was down by the
Wabash.
shoe factory or something.
Is that where we went down to help get it straightened up, and Ann was sitting in the middle of all the
Oh,
stuff?
you did that
the-
everywhere I ever moved.
Sitting looking at little papers and pictures and things.
That probably was fussy, because I wouldn't have
And by the
had
time
probably too
I
much
left
stuff.
there, I think that place was
I probably didn't have too much stuff accumulated there, but,
Furnace
but
was
that
right in
place,
the middle of the
I did go to
floor.
sleep
Yeah, right in
once,
the middle
I
of the
was
floor.
pregnant.
Oh, well, I
No, I had
You
you.
would have been pregnant.
Yeah,
But
you
you were
had
just a
it.
baby, and I went, took a nap one day, I put some potatoes or something on the stove, and fell asleep on the couch. And I mean, did you come home, or?
Yeah, you stand with your head and her out the door.
You could not see, I mean, that whole place was black. I didn't know what to do. The door holding you, you were just a baby.
With
What
that
was the matter?
600, we got a stove and
A
a
bedroom
bedroom set.
set, and a refrigerator, wasn't it?
Yep,
Refrigerator, and a bedroom, complete bedroom set, 3 pieces, and the mattress. You know, and then mom and them,
Hey,
we
you
all
only
rounded
get
up
one
like
of
a
those.
Hard to
couch.
get a
We
refrigerator.
had everything else was mom, mom that helped us round it up, because we lived in a little furnished apartment.
I used to work real fast when I moved,
You
helping
always
straighten up,
did.
but anymore.
Really?
Told me
I've
when you
got
get
a
me
little-
in.
Yeah, I've got a little older now.
Not a little older, a lot older.
But then your dad, I think, didn't he tell some people or something that he'd loaned you some money or
I
something?
don't know,
So what
but
Wayne
anyway, I
got
paid him back in
immediately.
probably-
We probably didn't eat for
Paid
a
him
week
back
or
probably
two,
within
but
6 months.
not paid back.
Oh, look at you.
Been in my closet. That's mine, aren't they?
He told you they were yours. He showed
Where'd you
you.
get them high heels? Better be taking them back.
Um,
Bring 'em
finally
when
But
we-
it's
realizing.
hard,
When
you
we first
know.
got married, I tried to save $5 out of each check, and boy, it was daggone hard
No,
to
he
do.
come
$10
home and
a
he
month.
said, now we need to start. I said, well, how are we going to do that? We can't afford to do that. But he
Tell
did.
us about
He did.
your tactics about getting stuff.
This isn't my
Dad says
interview.
no. And you pal around for a couple days.
Oh, anytime whenever one, anything major,
Now I know what
usually
it is.
anything I could.
What?
Well, except if I wanted carpeting in here, we'll ask him, no, you don't need carpeting. So then I'd pout, be mad, carry on, and keep dogging him, and finally he'd say, well, all right, or something, and I'd go get it, but it wouldn't. Then
Then it wouldn't be fun.
yeah. I thought,
Takes the
after you
joy
went
out
through
of it.
all that.
Hey, I'll tell you, a
Carpet
fellow
work.
out there at Bussey's told me something that's really good advice. He said him and his wife, when they wanted something, they'd see something in the catalog or something they wanted, he said, we would sit down and we'd save the money up to buy it. And by the time we saved the money up, he said, we didn't even want it.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's just buying on the spur of the moment is what,
Oh, well, sure. And I think there's more, I don't
Credit
know,
cards.
more of that,
Than a
more of a
downfall.
need or a want for that now than there even was.
That's kind of people's philosophy now.
Well, there's so
You
much
want it
more
now.
different,
Yeah.
so many
I
I
different
think
things.
that's society now.
Weird.
It's everything.
I
If you
don't,
don't get it now.
she has made one little improvement. Years ago, I had to repanel
Pat her on the
I had
back.
to repanel every room or redo
We
the
did.
ceiling or paint the house.
You
She always had something to
That's where I
do.
learned how to refinish.
But anymore, she don't bug me with that. She hasn't for quite a few years, and I do appreciate that. Seems
Well,
like she'll
let's
get on to you
see.
about
Hey,
it.
Mom,
After the last boy was out of the house. Well, they're not
these
living
are my shoes.
They're kind of big for you, aren't they?
But when they started that about, well, the bathroom needs repaneling, well, you knew eventually you're gonna have to do it. Well, you're never gonna
Yeah.
be the end of it, but she don't start that no more. She just cobbles it up herself.
until you run out of excuses not to do it, then you have to do it.
Paper. Okay.
What about the
Well,
little
give me
story
some
on the
hints
message
on how to get
when he
them
was
to do it.
taking out the chimney? No,
Yeah,
he
but
sleep.
people, they wouldn't.
You took out a
These
chimney?
people wouldn't realize.
She almost had it out.
Wouldn't realize that. I wasn't smart enough to know that, so I know they wouldn't either. But we was remodeling, major remodeling. We lived in this little dumpy house, and we were going to panel the kitchen. And so he worked probably nights, and he was asleep, and he had just worked, and it was a mess in there, and it was, I knew he was tired, so I thought, well, I'm going to help him. And I'm going to take down, we had a chimney that in the house, how old houses, and he had already started to work on it, you must have took the plaster off or something. Well, I was commencing to take this furnace down, or this chimney down from the bottom. Well, you're supposed to, I don't know if y'all know that, but you're supposed to start at the top. Well, I was working away, I had this hole, and I'm so proud of myself. And he got up, and he went
wouldn't
on,
want to
and
work on
went
it that
on,
fast.
and went on. Well, anybody knows you take them down from the top, and you do?
She got
How do you
that,
get up there?
one or two of them bottom bricks out, it'd come down.
I didn't know that, and here I thought I was being helpful.
You sound like Jay.
Well, I didn't want to do that day, I think, and you just started it, so I'd have to finish it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. And then I could tell a lot of awful things on John, and
Rubber and
What
didn't
about,
like that.
what about the tub full of stuff you found out in the
Yeah.
shed that
snakes,
day?
yeah, well, that was
I remember
From
snakes.
Terry and Johnny.
Didn't have them very long. He chopped them all up.
He took him out in the middle of the road.
Like
Wayne
it's always-
opened that tub up.
I think you went back though, I think the
There
next
used to be
day
some
or something.
Folgers
There's more.
cans,
Put it
too.
somewhere.
This was a
Tub full of
worse stuff,
snakes
and they
out
were just
there.
all mingled.
Mom's going.
I
Gross.
think there was 19 snakes in that
Jesse.
tub.
She
And
works the
covered
tub
over with
out.
a screen
It was
mark.
out there in that old
In the
garage.
little garage.
I don't know, I went out there and this tub had stuff piled over top of it, and I thought, I wonder what's in that. I pull it back and there and just snakes.
I remember seeing him out on the gravel chopping snakes. I
You?
remember I
Yeah.
was with
Hey.
a rake.
The good
John
part
was
of
crying,
it is-
Terry's in here crying.
Oh,
over
he's at
snakes,
school,
so
I
it's like-
think. Come home and I think.
No way.
They said something about, yeah, you don't have to worry about what's in that tub no more.
But I think you guys went and got some more after that.
They
didn't
did.
they?
There's more to
Put
the
them
story.
somewhere.
No.
Didn't put them in that
Yes,
tub though, did we?
No.
We put them somewhere else.
Yeah, somewhere else. About 3 or 4 days later, kept seeing them go up the street there. And, and they was up there, the next house on the corner, where you go across the sidewalk. They had both ends of that blocked up, and they put them in there. Even them guys down at work would talk about you guys catching snakes.
And all kind of bugs, wasn't it? There's always,
Oh, yeah.
it's one you hadn't been poisoned. When
Every
you,
kind
Had
of,
just
Guys,
about anything
in
for
the
a pet
weeds
you
and
ever
catching
had.
every
all
critter
kind of
and-
bugs and
Rats and mice and
I remember
muskrats.
the mice I played with
John
them in
used
my
to buy
dollhouse.
mice. He'd
I used
buy
to have them in my
mice.
dollhouse. They were my little people.
Like, was it carry many
I
pockets
had
to
a
school?
warped
like
childhood.
that.
Kill time.
And then I think the monkey was Wayne's favorite though.
What's mine?
The
I
raccoon.
told him not to bring that thing home. But he did anyway.
Where'd you get it, Mike?
But
She
the
took
From
me over to
Misty?
get it, didn't you?
I don't think so. I think that guy brought it over here.
No.
shit, I just wasn't too fond of me after I
Somebody
whacked
took
it
it.
with a broom a time or two.
It was
It
a
was
mean
mean.
one. I've got
I
a
tell you,
scar on my
I
hand.
couldn't believe that. She gave that thing to a preacher.
Oh, yeah,
Supposedly they were
brother
The big
friends.
Bill.
house I showed you and
Brother
Ah,
Bill.
They locked
Tore
it in
the
the upstairs
bathroom
bathroom while they went to work, and it tore their bathroom to shreds.
Oh
I
my
guess.
God.
Man,
Yeah.
Tore the
I couldn't
linoleum all
imagine
up
somebody
the
giving
floor.
a monkey to their friend.
And then John and them used to always, every year, they'd get a baby coon, little baby right from the
I
mother.
liked them. Them were my
And they would get under our couch, and Stephanie was just a little tight, you know. And she'd be toddling along there, and they'd reach out from the thing and grab her. And
You remember when we was putting that furnace in, that coon came crawling through that pipe? I don't know how he got in there.
We had
We've lost-
guinea pigs.
we've lost things down the register.
Everybody had a guinea
haven't we?
Yeah.
Lost snakes in the house.
Big old fancy hamsters.
They get down the register and disappear.
They all got out. Somebody turned them all loose and never found them for.
I
Probably
did
a
it
month.
once on
And
accident.
you told me.
She
"Clean
did
that
by
closet, clean that
accident.
closet out,"
She
or
did by
somebody did.
accident.
You had it all
Fur in
rigged up,
there.
and there was like little
Yeah.
things
What?
across different places, and I somehow lost.
One year, Lily,
Definitely.
Lily thought the
See,
kids
that's-
Now we
needed
know.
a pony.
I
You know,
thought
they
I
got
got
pony.
trouble for that.
Ann said, we don't want a pony. Louis said, they need a pony. He got him a pony.
I said, we can't
The
have one
pony
in.
kicked and a bit, and I don't know what all
Yeah,
that.
every time, was it you or Terry? Every time that you get on that Shetland pony, that thing would take off out of town. Remember
And
that?
I,
Jim
Yeah.
Hey,
flew,
what was
but
funny?
it would
The
not
saddle
buck
would
him off.
slide.
What was
You're
funny?
right underneath that thing. You're afraid to let go and run over you.
What
It
was
would lay
funny
down
down here
and I
about
get
2
mine. I
blocks?
don't remember it ever running.
Down here about 2 blocks down the street, Jim Blue come by, you know, and that pony was running away with Terry, and Jim Blue come up there and said, "Boy, that boy can sure ride." He was just hanging on for it good.
It'd take off just as soon. If you could, you know, it
I
didn't
wish I
want you to
could've
get on
remembered
it.
that
It
part.
didn't want you to
Didn't we
ride.
have like 3 of them
See, it
right
turn
down
around
the road?
and
'Cause
bite
that
you
one was
when you
real
try to
mean.
get on.
It kicked real bad.
and
That
then
The
he,
one that
Every
was
time
a real
I
good
get on
pony,
mine,
yeah,
we took it over.
silver, I think.
Yes.
We took it over there to. They put it in that lot, and that kid chased it with the
Yeah.
little go-kart or something.
I think it lasted one season, and then it was gone.
There's a scar out there on that one tree yet from where it got tied. There it is.
The dad bought that down in there by the
Where'd you keep it?
college.
I can remember
Dirt roads
somewhere.
down in there, $25 or
And
something like
kept
that.
saying,
Mom,
we don't want it.
where'd you
Yes,
keep your
yes,
pony?
They need a pony.
Mom, where'd you keep your pony?
Stuart, I guess.
Out in the yard most.
They're real nice, fancy saddle.
That was that
black
one that was
saddle,
loaded,
diamond
wasn't it?
pleats
Yeah,
all
who's
over.
that?
Wasn't
I
it
don't
neat?
remember now.
That was a long
Then,
time
I
ago.
know,
The
I
one
can't
we got, the
remember.
best one we got off of,
Somebody at Newmer or somewhere, wasn't it?
no, he made it live there then. Oh, one of them boys runs a garbage truck over here.
What are you
Long?
talking about?
Huh?
What are you talking
Trying
about?
to think of the name.
Long?
Huh?
A pony, I don't know, but you wanna know what you're talking
Dennis
about.
Long.
got the garbage contract here?
Neil? Not Neil. I don't know.
I know that guy's name Will Dumo.
Is that the,
Bolden? No.
Where are they from?
Oh, he got real fancy houses down there. X-Line.
yeah.
It's not
How
X-Line?
come I can't call his name? Big cattle buyer.
Yeah.
It's not X-Line?
It's not more.
John, remember that black car that
Oh,
you had that?
Oh,
Mine.
we got one of them off of Odin.
John, remember that car you had that was black and had like that yellow streak in the front? I know where it is. It's still.
And John's had someday I'll have to
It's
get
an
him
Alvin
all
X
these
like
pictures. He's had about
garage.
every kind of a weird automobile or thing that ran.
Dune buggy.
His little dune buggies and
Got all those pictures
many.
again.
Well, you're gonna be next. You know, I know you'll follow your story.
I'd rather not.
He'd probably shock us if we did.
That's what I was
People still talking about you riding in the pond down there.
With his.
That
No
big
one-
one.
We
Yeah,
were
that was
talking
Terry.
about that the
Terry
other
wanted to
day.
dump that thing upside down.
Big
They told me he didn't, but we come driving by there on the highway,
Bigfoot.
3 tires was sticking up. I said, no,
What
I
was
run
it?
off in there.
You remember
What were you with her?
Bigfoot, Johnny?
You made the Des Moines paper over that one.
You know what? I know.
I'll tell you a little
That was
extension
weird.
to that story.
What'd you
I
do?
got an ad on that new Honda
What did you do?
4-wheeler, just like brand new. And this guy come from over in the other side of Bloomfield. He came up to the store here and seen Bobby Taylor in there. He said, I hear this water's got a 4-wheeler. So I said, oh yeah, he's headed down there in the pond upside down and everything.
Oh, gee.
Bobby Taylor told him that?
Yeah.
Who's Bobby Taylor?
Our new four-wheeler?
About
Huh?
Sunday.
That
That's
new
red.
four-wheeler?
Well,
That you'd had out in the
say,
pond?
That was 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, Terry
more.
This has only been a
But-
year or two ago. He told
drug
me.
it down there and flipped it over
What was
and
in the
pulled
new
it, or kicked it a couple
power
times
What
and
was in
started
the
right
deal?
off.
What was in the deal paper?
He shot the water out of the tailpipe.
What was in the
Somebody
deal?
probably told him they'd float.
Well, he said it floated for a while.
That's
And
what
when
they
she
told
started
me, and
tipping, it was all over.
I remember somebody going, I remember
pushed
you
it off
going
the
in the
water,
water.
but it didn't float.
I remember you going in the water with something because I watched you. You
Six-wheeler.
was there too,
I went
wasn't you?
into
Oh, I seen
I
him
saw
going
it.
across there.
pond.
And you started thinking and you
Six-wheeler?
started running back out or something.
That float, they turn upside down float.
Yeah, that's the way it, I don't think I ever floated it upside down. But I'd take it and cross them creeks, go down the creek, and just get it deep enough where you lean back and back tires will hit the bottom, kick you along there. You can keep it going that way.
What made it to the deal paper? What was it?
Fruitcake.
Is it
Lost
over
your
yet?
place. How long's it been? It's not supposed to run over an hour.
Me too.
I think ours-
Summertime.
We do have lots of food, you guys. Supposed to have a big celebration.
Yeah.
Well, let's get somebody else in there first.
Tired.
Did you get
I'm
this chair?
tired.
Remember your
Dog
first
stories.
deer you killed with a bow?
The what?
First deer?
When was it?
Do you remember?
Can you remember it?
You
I
bet.
think they take me these hours.
Where's that? Where'd that? Did you get? You got in the archery here? Was this the first place?
Yeah. You know where
She went around
Dawson
and
lived
sat
down
there
there
and
in
said,
that house?
Yeah.
You know that old road went up towards where they lived and then it turned left? It was closed for years.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And then it turned back right again and it come out over by west. But it was, it's, like I said, it was even closed in. Well, right there on that corner is where it was.
Did you get
We-
a tree or?
Yeah.
Buck or dove?
But he must have followed me down there because I just climbed up in the tree and
"You can go for it."
came up there and looked at me and he just got back out on the road and started walking off. And I
You're in the
thought,
picture.
well, he's getting away. And I pulled up and shot him. Just went down right
Do you
there.
see me?
and dropped.
Did you ever
Yeah.
catch a deer this year, Wayne, or did you?
Yeah, with the shotgun.
Oh, did you catch? You got one then? didn't know.
What year was that, or you can remember?
We moved here in '66, between '66 and '70, probably.
Jeff got a deer
You did too?
this year.
My car.
Does John get his seat then? Well, you
No,
know,
we're done.
get over there,
That's
buddy.
grandma's got some
Can I tape something, Debbie?
Get over there.
Can I tape some people?
I'm
Mom,
gonna
I'm
find out
telling
the
you
thing you
stories.
thought you got away with that I knew anyway.
Can I tape some people, Aaron?
I think it's time to
thought
eat.
you got away with that he knew about.
Dad has a question.
I got some questions.
Can't see Debbie, can I tape something? Some people?
Boy, if you get caught in a fib, you can be killed.
Can't get her. No, I don't want to eat.
Well, I didn't want to either, but I think I
did
got
good,
real
Dad.
over.
You did good.
I see mommy.
Great.
I see mommy in the tape. Mom. I see
Well, it was. She didn't tell me
Debbie
that.
said.
Look.
Our stories aren't as
I
interesting.
can't see Jesse.
Be careful. You do want to do.
Mommy, I see you moving your lipstick. I saw you moving your
All you
lipstick
gotta
in
do is
there.
go down there and stand in the lumberyard
I
for
saw
an
you
hour.
moving.
Oh, yeah.
You'll know just about everything he's done. And he,
Someone
he,
take
Let's
me.
plan on doing this
Sharp.
like once a month or something, and then make it an annual tradition.
it'd be pretty neat for a certain holiday.
You gonna
Yeah,
warn
he-
whoever's gonna have to answer questions?
Well, see, really, you should be warned so you can get in your mind what you want to talk about. And this was kind of a spur of the moment thing for me. I apologize. But you did great.
What are we gonna do today?
You did.
Anyway, except for do the bathroom.
Can I throw in a little
Sorry,
story
I
at the
missed
next
what you
meeting?
said.
Jesse?
Don't have anything to do today anyway.
Yeah.
Work on
I'd like to do you again down to Clifton Hills.
Good.
you and your
I'm
dad.
not taping you.
It'd be
Taping
neat
you.
just
He
go
couldn't
down
talk
there.
about his dad though in front of you.
True.
It'd be
Taping
real
you.
neat if you could just
Let me do something.
and just drive around there, and I bet things will start popping into his head.
That's what this book says. If you get old pictures out or
Right,
you go to
Jesse.
places, it's
J-E-S-S.
amazing how you
Who
can
was that that broke through the ice down there?
You spell your name
You know how the water river was coming out down there on
J-E-S-S-I-E.
Station Highway?
How you spell your name?
You and somebody else down there ice
Getting the guy tore his fingernails out.
Ew.
You was telling that, or somebody was telling that. Broke through
Maybe
the
a
ice.
different story. What happened?
Oh, I just somebody.
Can I see you?
somebody
Can I see you,
broke through
Debbie?
the ice and went under or something.
See? Can I see you?
Well, this guy, the
I
one I
see
was
you,
with,
Mom.
he only got wet probably to his waist. He's walking around the edge of a pond. And
Jesse.
of course he was cold and everything, you know, he got some of them horse sweets and no the fire, and he just stuck his boots right up in the fire. About 5 minutes later, he started screaming and hollering and tore his fingernails out. He had to lace up boots, you know, and he was trying to get them off. He got that water boiling in them boots.
Oh my word.
Ouchie.
He couldn't get out. Couldn't get away from
Couldn't
it.
get them
Hey, I
off.
gotta look at
Did you ever do anything like that?
Burned a lot of souls off.
Sleeping too close to the fire.
Go frogging up there, camping out, set your wet shoes up by the fire. When they come next morning, be just a big old rubber pile.
I found it. I found it. Not yet.
Your
Wait
shoes
till
be
we're
stuck
done.
together.
Now it's just gonna be.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't have no interesting stories.
You guys don't watch this now. Or not?
of your life are
Yeah.
If they are made up.
I can see Jesse.
What was the thing you done
Can I
probably
see?
got you in the most trouble?
Can
The
I
thing
see?
that
I can see
most
Janelle.
trouble was getting married again.
Mike.
Mike, don't.
Jennifer, get away from it now.
I'm looking in.
Michael.
Dad, you've been married twice.
Nope.
Didn't mean it that way.
Grandma. Grandma. You pick me up. Do it. Grandma. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Ask him for the 5 cents. You gotta spank him.
Not yet.
Huh?
When you ask for that 5 cents, you gotta spank him for that.
needed to.
What year did you start from the railroad?
Pardon?
How old was you when you started the railroad?
Well, 18, I guess.
No talking. What?
I thought you started more early for some reason.
Not on the railroad. As soon as I got out of school, I never had no time off. Went right to the railroad.
Did your dad offer you a job at the lumber yard, or did you just want to get away?
But he didn't like it too good.
You went to college, you went to school to run the mill. A lot of them did.
I did that while I was going to school.
What did you
Just
do?
the
Let
other
me
night.
fix Dad.
To be a calligrapher?
Set it somewhere.
To be a calligrapher?
Telegrapher.
Oh. That fancy writing.
Calligraphy.
I can't remember what it was.
Calligraphy, yeah.
Then they kept changing the name of it. Agents and
Who do you
operators.
see?
and all those things.
Who can you see in there? Jennifer? Who do you see?
Jesse.
You see John?
John and Janelle.
Should we get something to eat then?
That's all.
That's good. Yes, some
Sounds
questions?
good.
Is it time to eat?
Jesse.
I see it.
Yeah, I see Debbie walking through.
More,
Okay, that's what we're doing. The people are spontaneous. So the funniest part of soccer.
I see Mommy
Leave it alone, all right?
I don't want
I
that
see
play like
Mommy
that.
smile. She's doing
Yeah, we can
that.
hook it up to the TV. I'm not sure how to do that, but maybe John can help.
I see Michael.
What all you have to do to it?
Oh, I don't know.
Mom's
I don't
looking.
think John would know either. Mine.
Oh.
Cable hookup.
Should be. I don't know what it'd be unless, I thought you just take it out, take your tape right out of there.
You just play it right through it, I think.
You have to hook it up to your TV then, wouldn't you?
Does this look like what you need?
Would it be just like a
I can
tape
get the
that you
book.
put in your
Yeah, that's
Or you
true
play
right
it,
into it.
you play it right over.
Excuse
You
me.
play it right.
got that right there. A lot of times it reflects on your glasses. What?
Is it on?
Which one are you laughing about?
Yeah, tell us when it's on.
I'm not going to start it yet, but
Okay.
What are you doing there?
this is the book that gave me the idea
Hey,
for interviews, and it's called Family Tales, Family Wisdom, and it's by Dr. Robert Ackeret. And it has some sample questions in here, which we used on Dad's interview. But basically, I think it's a good idea to get, families together and talk about history, because that's our heritage, and if we don't tell it, we'll never know. And it's easy because all you got to do is plug a tape in, where before VCRs and camcorders, people would have to actually sit down and write out their history, and take years
Didn't
to.
always get passed around either.
And I know from the book it talks about the different cultures that do this, and like the Indians, where they would get around and form a circle around the elders of the tribe, and not that you're
Where we gonna
elders,
put
but
Steve's picture at?
I think it was
Steve?
successful
Oh,
at
that's
always right up there looking down.
I think it was
Right at you.
successful at,
There's another over here.
when we did Dad, because I think I learned a lot about my dad that I didn't realize just by him telling what he went through when he grew up. And we laughed a lot, and laughter's good medicine.
Get that one there,
That's
the
true.
three boys.
That is.
And we did. We laughed and laughed.
Then get that one
I
there,
still
that was
laugh.
a good one.
This one?
Yeah.
It's sometimes hard to find the right questions to ask. And I know Dad said something this morning about one question that we asked that he wouldn't say anything. And he told me today the reason he didn't answer was because he didn't want to cry
What
in
was it?
front of
Oh,
us. I asked him about his experience when he found the Lord,
Oh, yeah?
and it was a very emotional topic to him.
Ah,
was that?
yeah.
When you found what?
he
You
had an
remember when
experience.
Debbie asked him that question?
I didn't hear you
when
ask
he-
that.
Yeah.
And
He's
he,
probably Gavin.
Huh?
and Diane was so ironic because she, you know, Diane,
She was sitting on the edge
she
of
was
her
gonna,
chair.
she was gonna ready, she said to take and believe and accept anything Wayne said, and he didn't say
He wouldn't
anything,
say
you know.
But I know you guys have ideas of what questions you want to ask, and I just kind of wanted to start it off, but I do have a question that I wanted to ask both of you, if I could start first. Kind of humor me here, but I was wondering about the day when you were born. I know you can't remember that,
So we're on.
but you probably had people tell you what happened. You know, if it was a nice day, or can you remember any stories about the day you were born?
I know when I was born.
You don't know how old you are yet.
You're not
I
sure.
don't know how old you are for sure.
You're not sure.
You don't even know how old you are. How do you remember the day you were born?
I can remember that.
I don't
Plan
remember
the
ever
day.
hearing anything about the
You
day
know
I
how-
was born.
Well, I can remember stories Mom used to tell
You
me about
ought
when
to
I was born.
start it out, say, Grandpa, tell us about the good old days. You know how they do that on
Mary
that-
took me to the hospital.
that
day.
song.
What?
that,
How could you forget? Yeah,
Did we take you to the
we
hospital?
kept going up there checking on her. Yeah.
I remember
Because
taking
Wayne
her to
was
the
at work
hospital with
about
my
3
pants on
o'clock.
backwards.
It's like 3 o'clock on a Sunday
She,
afternoon. We
she had the
decided we
baby.
better
You just
go.
went in the elevator, went up, she had it.
My
Monday,
God,
Sunday,
I thought she was gonna
I
have
know
it in the
I
elevator.
sat there for 3 days, I think,
Are
before
we on?
Debbie was born in the hospital.
That's what I
Are we
remember.
on?
We're on. Just go ahead. Don't worry about
Honestly,
that
when
thing
you
being
talk
on.
like this, it's really funny when you listen back because it don't pertain a lot of it. We're talking about,
You're supposed to
we're
be
talking about
him.
taking me to the hospital. We're supposed to be talking about.
Ain't nothing
Well, you've
better.
not got it on yet, have you?
I can turn it on.
Where was you born? What
I
town?
was born in Burlington, Iowa,
Burlington, Iowa.
I didn't know that.
in 1913.
What was the date?
It's November.
My name was
My name was.
What is your?
Hey, quit rocking.
Oliver P. Jones was my name. My name was Louis Sherwood.
Where
Is your
is
middle name really Ellsworth or not?
Pardon?
Is your middle name really Ellsworth or is that just something you?
It's really old.
Where did that come from?
I have no idea. No idea.
Did you ever have any hair?
But it didn't take me long to learn that. Yeah, I had a lot of hair until I had the scarlet fever, and then I lost it all.
How old was that?
Huh?
How old were you when you
I
had
was probably
scarlet?
about 11 or 12 years old.
And that's when you started getting
See, we lived in Burlington till I was about 5 or 6 years old. Then we moved from Burlington down here, and I had an old aunt that lived here by the name of Derry Goat, her name. And her husband worked on the railroad. He was an engineer on the railroad here. So we moved. That was about a half sister of my grandmother. That's the reason we moved down here on account of her.
Talk about railroads. You worked on railroad, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Burlington?
Burlington Railroad and the fireman. I worked about 2 years on the railroad farm.
Why did you live with your grandma?
The reason I lived with her, well, when my mother died, she died in 1918 during the flu epidemic during World War I. And they had the flu epidemic in 1918, and she died dead. Well, we was living with her grandmother anyway, all of us. So when we died, we just stayed with her. And,
Do you remember anything about your mother then?
no, I don't remember. I remember when I can
maybe ought to talk louder, don't you? Yeah,
It'll pick
can
up.
you hear me?
Yeah, it'll pick up.
I have a little hearing problem too.
You worked not only the railroad down there, you worked for ISU, didn't you, on the railroad?
My work experience, I worked for an old guy, hauling furniture. Years ago, I was about 12 years old. And I worked for him, hauled furniture, which he did, maybe I got $3 a week for helping him. When I was going to school, I only went to the 8th grade of school, and I had to go to work. So then I worked for him then full-time for, several years. And then I got a job working for the ice company, and I was only about 17 years old at that time. I worked for the ice company, and worked for the ice company, and on and off, and then things was tough in the wintertime. The ice company would close down, so then I worked on the WPA, worked on it.
What was WPA? Did you ever?
PWA, Public Works Administration.
I didn't like PWA.
I worked for them there for several years, on and off. I mean, part of the time I'd be ice plant, and then I'd go back and I run out of work there. And we were real poor, and we used to have to carry coal from, I'd say probably about a half a mile from the old Southside coal mine, clear up to our house, and we lived on West 9th, or South 9th Street. And we carried that coal gunny sack at a time up there to have some heat in the house. And then when we didn't have that, we'd get old ties, and we'd saw them up, use them for heat. And then I got, well, let's see, what did pull you out? Then I had a job there a little later on. I was a skate boy up the roller skating rink. And that's where
It's a skate boy.
That's where I met your grandmother up there.
Oh,
You're kidding.
I wondered about that.
She was there.
What was it?
You was there, wasn't you? Yeah, I met her there. And we went together for a couple of years.
That was back in '06?
Huh?
Was that back in '06?
That was just before that. That was probably about 1931, 32, somewhere along in there. And we got married in 1934, and we was poor then too. I think when I got married, I had $2. $1 went to just as a piece, and the other went to buy cigars for the guys. Candy. That was
Keep
it.
the tradition going with the cigars. What about the first house you lived in? Or
First house I lived in was a front porch.
you lived on a front porch?
Front porch of a house. I don't remember who owned the house, but someone house, and we lived on the front porch for about a week until I brought pay. And I was working on WPA too. Of course, back in them days when you got married, they always shiver leave you, so you had to have something.
What was the most outrageous thing you've ever done?
Answer that one, Lloyd.
Running booze, alcohol.
Really? When was that?
About 30,
Tell them about the time you could have got thrown in the pen if you'd got caught.
34 or 35. But
About the same time you got
we
married? So you
drove,
were,
I drove a guy in his car up to Aurora, Illinois. And that guy would take his car and go fill it up full of alcohol and bring it back. And I'd drive it home. I did that for a while. And then the last one trip, he wanted me to go, and I had got a job working at the ice plant. So I told him, no, I can't go now. I said, I've got a job. So he got another guy to go, and they got caught crossing the bridge in Burlington, and put them both of them got a pin set, so I went to penitentiary. So how, see how lucky I've been all my life? Yeah.
be lucky.
Then we, back in about 35, I went to Aurora, or to Gary, Indiana, to try to get a job in the steel mills, and I never did get on. They never
Did Grandma stay here? Or did you go with them?
No, she stayed here then, the first time. And then I went to Aurora, Illinois, right after that, and I got a job on construction up there. What are you laughing about?
You got a job on construction?
Huh?
You got a job on
Yeah,
construction
I worked on construction.
in Illinois?
Yeah, Aurora, Illinois. I've worked all over this
Your
world.
picture's probably right in one of them.
Country, all over.
That'll be a good picture here.
Let's see.
You can
let's
always
help
do
you.
this over.
Do you remember when your children were born, especially your first one?
Yes, sir. I sure do.
All your kids, were they born at home?
Yes,
Did you help deliver them?
yes.
You did?
You did?
So you had a little doctor blood in you.
Jesse, you tell.
I did about everything. I told you that.
Did you do the Lamaze? Did you help mom
Well,
breathe? tell us
Uh-huh.
about
They
when your
didn't do
first
that
child
thing.
was born. Tell us about when Bill was born.
That was different.
Was there anything
Let's-
special about when
Yeah,
Bill
I
was
think
born?
I was working someplace or something when Bill was born. They called me.
I
up,
will.
and I run all the way from town home.
You ran home?
And we had, the doctor was Dr. Miller. And when Bill was born, I worked on his farm putting up hay to pay for the doctor bill. When Bill was born. And I worked for him when Mary was born. But then after that, I didn't work for anybody. Then I had a little money then.
So you paid him in services instead of money, huh?
Yeah. Well, nobody had any money back in them days.
Didn't you work for a
$10.
bakery also at one time? Didn't you also work at a bakery?
Oh, yeah. I worked at the bakery.
Tell about the cockroaches too.
He used to bring
I worked at the
donuts home.
bakery for $1 a day, $6 a week. And I worked there about 6 months and I got a raise to $9 a week. And when I put up hay, I worked for 50 cents a day putting up hay.
Oh,
I
gee.
paid for Bill and Mary. And
Poor dad.
and I went to Butcher's Bakery. I worked on, at ISU on the bridge gang. We repaired bridges on the ISU. I worked at the ISU. Worked to from there. I went to the railroad. And then I went back and worked at the ice plant. And then at one time I was working days at the ice plant and nights at the Fields bean plant, soybean plant. I kept that up for about 8 to 9 years. Worked 2 jobs all the time.
Ice plant.
And
Used to
that
chase
finally
them
got
down.
enough
Did you
money,
ever
I bought
sleep?
my first new car, and that was a Plymouth. That was my first new car.
What was the year?
Huh?
What was the year?
51.
Yeah.
51
51. 1951.
What color was it?
Black. We got it during the, well, that was when Japan in the United States, you couldn't get a car, you had to sign up for them, and then wait till you got one. I signed up for a Chevy and I never did get it. So we was going to Devonport one Sunday, and there was a garage over at Sigourney Highway. We stopped there and they had these new Plymouths on sale, and I just walked in and bought one.
Wow.
They got it
That's
ready.
where I
We
got
went
that idea.
on to Devonport, and when we come back, they had it all ready to go, and I picked it up and come home. Nobody knows it. Oh,
You pulled in town with a new car.
I got eat out for doing it, but I did it.
Yeah, I remember that.
You ever remember stealing anything?
Huh?
Do you ever remember stealing anything?
I don't remember stealing anything.
That was the way of life back in them days, wasn't it?
I stole coal. Yeah.
Why would you steal coal?
Well, they set a box or a flat car coal in on the siding, and a whole bunch of us guys went up there and threw it off the car and put it in the gunny sack and carried it home.
Keep your family warm.
Was this during the Depression? Was this during the Depression then?
Huh?
Was this during the Depression?
Yeah, that was all during the Depression.
Did you ever hobo?
Yes, sir, now being you brought that up, I did. I used to ride the freight trains, a lot of times we'd ride the passenger train, ride the, what they call the blinds. That was in between the baggage coach and the passenger coach. We'd get in there, ride them. We went all over on them. Went to Kansas City to see Buck and Berdine one time years ago.
You and Grandma?
Buck, my brother-in-law,
You
went
went
with me.
Oh, she wouldn't jump train.
No, she never did like to bum around.
He did hitchhike a lot too,
But
though,
us
didn't
kids
he?
used to do that all the time. We'd take the train, go to Eldon, go to the fairs,
What about over at the old old pond over here, over the,
old dirt hole.
did you used to swim over there and steal somebody's clothes and stuff?
Old swimming hole, and there was a guy, poor guy that was in the service, he got killed in the service, but he wasn't quite all there anyway. But we'd go over there and they had a big old tree there, the pond, you know, we'd take our clothes off around this tree, and this kid was up in the tree, you know, and he dropped a brick back down on top of my head, just busted my head wide open. And, they had the water they pumped out of the old gyp mine and run through a big pipe, and it went over into the dirt hole. And, they took a bunch of them, a couple of other kids took me up there and held my head under that faucet and let the water run on my head. And, took me up to the doctor, and they sewed it up and took 14 stitches to sew it up.
Right.
Didn't you steal somebody's clothes there though, and leave them there naked?
Yeah, that was a colored guy went to swimming or was swimming in our pool. He tied his clothes in knots and threw them back into the pool, tied rocks in them, threw them back in the pond. Then we threw rocks at him and he run out and run up over the hill naked. He lived over on 16th Street and he run home naked as hell.
And throw rocks at you.
Who were your friends when you were young?
Huh?
Who were your friends?
Oh, there was a guy by the name of, a kid by the name of Jerry Clark, Albert Schonkel, and Buford Hayes, Clifford Hayes, Jimmy Clausen. There's a bunch of them we run around with.
You've lived all over town, haven't you? You have not just been in the South End.
Well, I've lived in the South End all my life. I was thinking back, we had an apartment up there on West State Street right after we got married. We lived there, and we lived in an apartment down there on Elm Street too, right after we got married there on the corner of Elm and 16th.
Where'd you live when they booted you out of the house and you had to live on the front porch?
That was when we first got married. We didn't have no place to live. We got kicked out of my house, our home over there. And
How come you got kicked out?
I don't know, just didn't like it, I guess. We went over, we didn't have no place to go, had our suitcase sitting out on the porch for it, but we went over to this empty house there, and there's a nice front porch on it, so we just bunked down on the porch.
Earl kicked us, Earl
Oh, Earl.
kicked us out of his grandmother's. And of course, Dad wouldn't let us come to their house, so.
Things have changed.
So you and your in-laws had problems.
So after Bill was
I'd say
born.
that, yeah.
So after Bill was born. Mom always liked Louis though, was always good to Louis, but Dad hated him.
Well, I used to steal his liquor, though, you can't blame him for that.
The truth comes out.
Well, didn't you stay at town, you guys, and steal them bootleggers' liquor?
Yeah.
When they'd sell it?
Yeah, it wasn't only his, we stole all of it. Well, anybody that had it up there, we'd take it. Then we'd turn around and resell it. That'd give us a little extra money. But back in them days, everybody was a bootlegging then.
Everybody's poor too, almost, right?
Yeah, I thought everybody was poor, but everybody, all them old Italian, all of them was always, everybody was selling alcohol.
Did you hunt a lot when you was younger?
Huh?
Did you hunt a lot when you was younger?
Hunt a lot. We used to hunt a lot. But, we'd get hunt rabbits and squirrels. A lot of times we'd hunt them with a nigger shooter.
make them for us kids, or somebody did. Remember them, Dick?
We get them rabbits
That
first in the winter time.
And they're
He'd take
bean
both tanks
shooter.
off the food line, let it freeze.
Slingshot.
Slingshot.
Well, they eat a lot of rabbits.
Did you ever have a dog when you were growing up?
Yeah, we had dogs, yeah. I had a big old
Too many, huh?
greyhound.
You had a greyhound? Do you remember its name?
And, that dog would catch rabbits and bring them home to us. We didn't have to go hunting. He'd catch them, bring them home, lay them on the porch.
Wow, all right.
And, my brother sold him one time to, Bruno's. Dutch Bruno and his brothers. And they lived up there on South 12th Street. Every time I'd go by there, I'd whistle for the dog. And if he'd come with them kids had him on the chain, he'd just drag them kids and come right up to me. And finally, I had to give it up because the old man, he didn't like them kids getting their pants tore up all the time. Wearing the knees out of their pants. What are you doing?
We're going outside.
You're going outside?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
what did you do all day when all the other kids went to school? If you quit school when you were in 8th grade,
All of that time
what
I
did
was
you do
working-
when they were in school?
I was working
Jesse,
then
you
all
were
day.
going to the backyard only.
Does
I
he
know.
have his coat on? Okay.
I was working then. I had to work. See, I went to work when I was 12 years old when I went to work.
So you did miss
You've had a lot of jobs, put in a lot of time working then,
Yeah, I did. I had, yeah.
just to support.
Yeah, I even went and worked in the coal mine for a week. And I found out that wasn't any good for me.
You never went down the gypsum mine.
Huh?
You was never in the gypsum mine.
Yeah, I never worked in it, but Hugo Johnson let a couple of us guys down in it one time. We just went down and brought up a couple ponies for them, and they had them in there.
And that's way down there, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was another thing that we used to do when we was kids. That gyp mine, they had ponies they used to pull that rock in on the bottom of it, just like in the coal mines. And us kids, they'd work them 4 ponies all day, and then we'd go over and ride them half the night over the pasture.
There's been several wars since 1906. How did you ever avoid?
I just was old enough, but it just, every time that they'd have a different age on the draft, I was just a little bit older. And that's how I was reading. I signed up for it and everything. And,
You didn't have time to go for working though.
well, probably, you're all right there. They wouldn't take me because I probably had too many kids. All, the government didn't want to feed all of them. But I never did. I think they had when the draft first come out, they took them younger one, like say 18 to 21, and then they go right on up, and I was just a little bit ahead of them all the time in age. I didn't have to go.
What did you do when you worked in Aurora?
I was on construction work up there.
Like road construction?
Blacktop, paving gang, blacktop the streets up there.
Why did you go up there? Because there wasn't any jobs here, or?
Didn't have nothing to do with it.
I think that was typical for the Depression, where Grandma stayed here and.
Of course, I was
I
making,
didn't stay all the time.
I was making,
I was with them.
I was making good money up there back in that time, and back in 35, 6, I was making $1.25 an hour.
Gee,
That was big money back then.
You were making that a
Most of us
day.
working for 15 or 20 cents an hour here. I think when I left here, I was working at ISU. I was getting 33 cents an hour at the ISU. And when we went up there, I got $1.25, man. I thought I was a millionaire.
So then you made what you thought was a lot of money, and you came back home then?
Yeah, without
You
any
didn't
money.
laugh?
Got laid off.
Oh.
Didn't have any money. But another thing there in Illinois, I worked for the state highway commission in Illinois, and they said
He just
after
keeps going up and down. He's right there.
I got laid off, and they sent a letter and offered me a job if I'd come back up there, stay.
Is that right?
Steady job for the state highway
Why didn't you?
Come here, Eric.
But that was in 37.
Come here, Eric.
And him and Tex went together. Tex got a job in Gary and Louis got a job in Aurora. And so then me and Bill and Mary went up.
So Tex, was he
We
married
was
then?
there about 6 months.
Was Buck married then?
No,
What was a typical day like
Then in
on
what?
that
what
road
was it,
construction? It's probably pretty hot.
41,
bad.
41,
Long days.
1941, I worked for the tank arsenal in Bettendorf, Iowa, too. We was there probably about 6-7 months. And
Those were long days back then too, weren't
then
they?
we come back here.
Mary
Yeah, 'cause
probably remember those days.
I
I
had-
was up in Davenport.
I had 2 jobs then, too. I worked for a cement block company down in Davenport, and I worked in Bettendorf with the
Well,
tank arsenal.
Hank took too. Dick was just a baby.
I remember going to Davenport, our trips, where Dad would get so mad at us because we would fight in the car.
And all
I
the,
remember the layout.
when we had the whole upstairs by ourselves, Berdine and Buck and Jerry and Verge come and stayed with us and the whole upstairs.
One year we went to Gary, Indiana. His my brother-in-law Barney and my mother-in-law and me. We went up to Gary to pick up Buck, my other brother-in-law, and bring him down here for Christmas, for over Christmas. And just before we got into Burlington, Iowa, we had a car wreck. Some guy come down on our side of the road and run us off the road. We went off and hit a culvert, just tore the whole front end off one of the cars.
Ooh.
And
Did you go to the hospital or anything?
we got out of the car and went running. My mother-in-law, she went running down the highway trying to catch this guy that run us off the road. And she said, "Oh my God, Louis, my leg's broke." The heel, she knocked the heel off her slipper. She thought her leg was broke.
I remember
That's
that.
Grandma
But
Carrie?
anyway, that guy stopped, and this was just
Stop.
Christmas Eve.
Probably went
He
15
come
miles
back
an
and
hour then.
he
He's all right with it.
apologized for it. He said he don't know what happened. He just wasn't paying any attention to what he's doing, and took the car into the garage there, and they put a new front end on it and everything. And they got it. He paid them double time if they'd stay and finish the job. But it was Christmas Eve. They just wanted to go home with the mechanics, and they stayed and finished it. We turned around and come home. We didn't go on to Gary.
Turn that camera around there and get a shot of him.
There was a question in this book that really offended Dad, but have you ever hated anyone?
Huh?
Have you ever hated anyone?
No. No, I had a lot of people I didn't like, but I wouldn't have nothing to do with them. But I mean, I never hated anybody.
You hold grudges?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You
I
do?
hold a grudge.
Do you?
Don't either.
Huh?
You don't either.
Me?
It's a silent grudge. If you
Whoever had, yeah, have a grudge again.
Does he hold a grudge, Mrs. Sherwood?
He has. But then he gets over it after so long.
But I mean, I just don't have nothing to do with them.
But then he gets over it.
I think there's somebody else in our family that.
I wonder who that is.
I don't know who that would be in our family.
I don't know why I even said that. I don't either. All right. And you said you went to the 8th grade? Through the 8th grade or to the 8th
I went through the 8th grade.
Did you quit because you're smarter than the rest of them, or what?
Well, that was part of it too.
Where did you
I
go
thought
to,
I know
country
it all,
school
but
or
I
public
didn't know
school?
anymore.
You go to country school or public school
I went to public.
here in Centerville?
I went to Garfield School, went to Central Ward,
All right.
and junior high.
Well, up here at City Hall, where City Hall is now, wasn't there an old house up there you used to hang out and
Yeah. there
lay
was
in the upstairs
big
of it?
old 3-story brick house set right there on the corner. And
Used to play hooky.
it had caved in, the chimney had caved down in it, but you could still go in there. And us guys would go to the library, 2 or 3 of us, and we'd get a library book. Generally it was old Zane Grey or Jesse James or something like that. And we'd go
me once that you went to Nazarene Church when you were little. Who had you go to church? Was it your grandma or?
Yeah.
That's the church she went to. Did she go or did she just?
No, she never went. She was all crippled up. She couldn't.
Oh, would she have arthritis or?
Yeah. She had
Oh,
arthritis.
is that right?
Her arms was all that drawn up,
Oh,
you know, and her
rheumatoid.
legs. She couldn't hardly walk.
Oh dear.
She generally had a chair or something. She'd go from chair to chair or something like that. So way she could get around.
Was she old? Remember, how old was she?
She was about 71 or 2 when she died. Let's see,
That's not too old, really.
Huh?
That's not very old.
You spent a lot of time on the levee, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
It was a lot different then than it is now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There was several buildings down. A lot of them buildings is gone. That we used to be down there, pool halls. And where that laundromat is now used to be a big rooming boarding house there, rooming house.
Well, for the railroad.
And I'll tell you another experience I had. There was a house set up there on the corner of Elm and 18th Street, where that root beer stand used to be.
Uh-huh.
And it's a big house set there, and it burnt down. And the only thing that was left that we found that was any good was an old phonograph. And it had one record that we found it wasn't burned up. And we had a cave. We'd get down the cave and we had that phonograph in there and we'd play that one record. That was all we had. We played it over and over.
What was the wind-up phonograph?
Yeah, and then crank it up. Yeah.
You remember the old railroad then over here when they had all the turntable and
Yeah, roundhouse.
they run a lot of trains. That was when you worked for them?
Yeah, it was all steam engines when I worked. Hand-fired waters and everything was all steam engines. Before we got the diesel.
You was a coal, did you say you was a coal? What'd you do for them?
Fireman.
Fireman. So
Yeah.
they kept coal over there, and did you have to help load the coal into the train, or just from the
No,
train to the?
they had the hostler at the depot, or at the roundhouse. He'd fire the engine up, take it out, load it with water, put the water in and the coal on it, and he'd leave it, let it sit there for the engineer and the rest of the crew to come in and take off. And they had a switch crew, and they'd have everything ready. All you had to do is get in there and go when you got there.
Where'd you run to then on it?
When I was on, we went from here to Kirkirk, and then back, and then went down to Milan, Missouri, and I worked on there, but we went from Milan to Quincy, Illinois, and I was on that there for about 6 months. There was a guy who got sick down there, so I had to go take his place. And then,
Why'd you leave the railroad? You didn't like it, or?
well, I was on the extra gang, and it got so that I maybe only worked one day a week, maybe some of the weeks I didn't get that, so I wasn't making any money, so I worked at the bean plant before that. And when I left and went to Devonport, we come back and worked on the railroad, so I decided I had all in I wanted, so I called up the foreman over at the bean plant and told him I need the job. You got anything? And he said, when do you want to start? I said, whenever time you want me to. He said, come in tonight at 10 o'clock. He said, start tonight.
You went through the bean plant when they sold and all the automation of it too, didn't you?
Yeah.
What is your philosophy on, like, disciplining children? Would you say you were the one that disciplined us, or was Mom?
Him if he could catch you.
I don't think I ever did.
What is
He was never home.
They
He's
could
working.
count the time.
What is your philosophy on that, though? Do you think, that we should have been maybe disciplined more or less, or?
Oh, yeah, I think he should have been beat a few times. That's
Not all of us did.
I'll tell you a little episode, though, that
He was gone
Mary,
all the time. So
when I'd come home from work, she'd say,
She used
Yes,
to
I
always
remember that.
say, she used to always say, well, your dad gets home.
She said, what do I wanna come out for? I'm not coming out to get a spanking.
I remember that front porch was so scary because it was dark and it was full of cobwebs and you had to crawl under it. And there I was in the middle of it and him saying, come out, I'm going to whip you. I said, no way. Why would anybody come out to get a whipping?
We watched all the rest of us line up the yard to get ours.
Oh, dear.
And one time, Ann and the kids was out playing basketball, and we had an old dog named Red. He was jumping up after the basketball, too. And I think Ann had the basketball, and I was trying to get it away from her. Old Red must have thought I was fighting or hitting her or something, you know, and he jumped up, took the bite out of the side of me.
Gee.
There was a roller skate laying there on the ground, and I picked that up and hit him in the head with the
I
roller
felt
skate.
so bad because he just tried to
Protecting
protect me. And wasn't he the one that was scared of firecrackers?
Yeah.
Or something, and you'd get the broom and poke it under the bed to get him ready to get mad. Oh, he'd growl and snarl and.
Remember that time you was going up the road out before they had it paved, it was old shale road? Old John Curl had the door cracked open, he shot old Red with the BB gun in the rear end. He just dropped his rear end, he just drug it up the middle of the street.
The time you shot the pup that you thought was mad from the
Yeah.
military was at school.
Bill and Mary, he got a old dog, you know, a little pup. That dog kept having fits all the time. I went and got the rifle. Wait till Bill went to school, and then I shot the dog, and Bill heard the shot go off, and he come running back home. I don't know what happened to his dog.
Do you ever remember any accidents or anything that the kid had? I know we talked a lot about you taking us to get stitches and stuff.
Well,
Did you guys ever have accidents?
I took the kids fishing, took the kids all fishing one time. They all, I told them not to go across the river, so they went across anyway, so I spanked all of them but one. They couldn't understand why I didn't spank the other one.
Let it go line up behind the. I know, what wonder.
Run into the
Oh, it was just
car.
straight
Oh,
up. We were
come home.
dug her down in the car. Oh, Dad was so
Dick
mad
was
at
just
us, and Larry
small.
didn't get it.
And he's coming from school, and he's on his bicycle, and there had a woman in a car was coming along, and Dick ran into her. Well, it must have knocked him down, so here Dick comes in, and he never says a word, you know. And the woman knocks at the front door, and wanted to know how the little boy was,
Did she
and
run
Dick
over?
just began to scream and bawl, you know. Go thought it like as if he was terribly hurt.
Remember the
Should've
time you took
sued,
deer
Dick.
hunting down on the old Show Creek bottom?
Yeah.
And the goat got him?
The
Yeah.
goat, I never heard that one.
At one time we took him hunting. He had an old, I think an old 10-gauge
14.
shotgun. Anyway, he slipped, fell on the gun, broke the stock in it. I mean, all of them just, me and Buck and all of them just razzed and teased hell out of him because he didn't have nothing to hunt with then.
Poor dear. But he really had it probably the best of all of us.
I think you did too.
He was a little spoiled, I'd say. Probably the spoiledest one of the bunch.
By that time, they were so worn out, they let him do whatever they wanted.
I'd meet him at the door, though, in the dark.
Did you ever have to go look for, like, Bill or anything when they,
Oh, yes, I went and looked for him.
at 9:00 at night was
Yeah.
9:00?
Sometimes it was later than that, too.
Where the sun went down.
Yeah, but wasn't him and me, Hubert Young, we would have to go look for him of a night.
Did you ever not find them?
No, they'd be down the street playing.
Yeah.
I think they found him all the time, but I never will forget one time, come home, Bill was just like his ma, he was bullheaded, you know.
Oh, what?
Yeah. And I had to,
Bill was bullheaded like
and I was madder than the Dickens anyway. I finally popped him one.
Popped, huh?
So after you was married, there was a long time. You two went along, you didn't even have a car, wasn't there?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have bicycles or?
Huh? travel?
Walk.
Just walk? Did people back then walk a lot over town? Well, now
Mom
they
and
don't.
Dad lived way down on South Main, and we lived on East State, and we'd walk clear down there and back every day
I worked out there to, on a rock quarry,
when Dad wasn't there.
clear out to up past the country club. And I lived clear down the south end of town on, 17th Street. I walked every day back and forth to work. Never did figure out how many miles it was, but I walked it every day.
Back then you probably didn't know any different though,
And
so.
finally, one time I got a motorcycle, we were riding into work. I had a friend, his name was Mike McMahon, and me and him were both riding the motorcycle back and forth. And we lived down on here on Park Avenue, a dog come running out at us, you know. And Mike was kicking at the dog. Got his pant leg caught in the spokes of that motorcycle. Just cut him in the ribbon, clear up to his knee.
What kind of motorcycle was it?
Old Harley Davidson.
The TVs first came out. You didn't have a TV then, didn't you? You had to go look if you watched it somewhere else.
Over miles walked over
Every night.
through the field to Uncle Tom, my uncle's, to watch the hit parade.
Through the field, what field?
It was over by
Fairground.
junior college.
Over the fairgrounds,
To that
north of the
field. They
fairgrounds.
lived down.
So you've got it pretty easy now, and you've had it pretty easy for the last few years. When was it turning
Yeah,
your life?
time.
Yeah, was there a turning point in your life?
Yeah.
You started profit.
When the kids all left,
Tired?
When I retired, absolutely.
when your kids all left home,
When he was 59, he retired when he was 59.
No, I mean, you're enjoying yourself
When I
now.
was what?
59.
Yeah, I retired.
Would your
59.
surgery been a turning point too?
Huh?
Your knee surgeries? Would they have been a turning point in your life too?
oh yeah.
That's the reason I had to retire. Got to, I couldn't walk anymore.
Do you still remember the pain, or have you forgot it?
Huh?
You still remember the pain of your
Oh,
knees?
you better believe I can remember. I worked for about 20 years. Sometimes I couldn't hardly make it.
An emphysema.
Come home, lay down on the floor and damn near bowl of a night after all day on.
That'd be work from working all them years when you're standing up with it, on them cement floors.
Yeah.
And the bakery used to take stuff home to your family?
Yeah, what about the cockroaches?
Donuts.
You never
Yeah, you never did follow up on the
cockroaches.
cockroaches. Tell us about the cockroaches.
Back to the bakery. Did you have a guilty conscience bringing that home and seeing your little ones?
There wasn't any
starving
little ones
up?
except me at that time. And probably took some over Mom and
His favorite relatives he gave the bakery food to.
What was your job in the bakery?
I was a baker.
Baker?
Had to go up in the upstairs on the old elevator and get flour and bring it down, dump it in the mixer. And they had upstairs are just cockroaches so thick you had to walk on to get to the flour, break them off the sack.
Crunch, crunch.
Then you'd take them down and you'd dump them in a big old hopper. And it had a screen in it, but it had a hole in the screen, you know, so that cockroach went on through there.
Jimmy,
But, you know,
ate that baked goods that was full of cockroaches?
Well, you gotta admit, people are healthier back then than they are now.
Protein in it.
That's what we lived over.
but you couldn't tell it then. I mean, you couldn't see it in the bread.
Couldn't tell. Couldn't see it. Oh, crap.
What you don't see won't hurt you.
But that's when we lived over on Garfield, and Earl come to sell our food. that
You remember
night.
the time you and I rebuilt your garage?
Yeah.
We stand up on the frame, had the frame up, and we stand up there nailing, the whole thing come down with us.
Oh. You forgot
They
to
all
put
Stand up
some
on the frame nailing.
supports down.
I had a nice patio out there. Dick and them would go around, turn that old garage down, they just laid it down, poured it all, the whole side of it, tore the cement patio up. And one time I remember Mary was going with a guy, and Ann was laying on the couch.
I was
and he
gonna
come
ask you about that.
flying in there in his old car and hit the side of the house and knocked Ann over.
I was gonna ask you about that, if you remember
your house being run into by a car.
Oh, I forgot about that story.
I remember that one.
Did you sleep on the couch or something?
We got a new
I was
pagoda out
on
of
the
it.
couch.
Very
Boy,
nice.
Where you
flipped
going?
me
I
off.
thought you was outdoors.
Oh, it's an earthquake.
And to this day, he still does the same thing.
Really? Oh, my.
Well, how would you feel if you're on the outside with your foot on a brake and coming to the house without the
I
handle?
didn't know what to do.
Your,
Just kept-
possibly your future relatives there.
Yeah, they didn't like me anyway.
You were gonna either make the relationship or break it up. It wasn't that they didn't like you back, they probably just thought you was a rebel or something.
Well, I was from Cincinnati.
Really?
Have you seen any
Well,
precedents
the
or
day
any
me and
famous people?
day me and Willie got married, though Dad told us never darken his doorway again,
Isn't
so
that horrible?
Come on, Eric.
he disliked Louis bad.
Have you ever met any important people? Presidents or vice presidents or governors?
No, I never shook hands with him,